Hello students, welcome to MGC Learning. Today we are going to learn chapter number 1 of economics, that is Introduction to Microeconomics and Macroeconomics part 5. In earlier video, that is in part 4, we have already seen features of macroeconomics and some of the important points of macroeconomics. In this video, we will continue with the importance of macroeconomics, then we'll see the difference between micro and macroeconomics and assessment questions of chapter 1. Let us just recall features of macroeconomics, that is study of aggregates. Macroeconomics is study of aggregate variables, aggregate concepts such as national income, general price level, national output, national employment, business cycle, etc. So basically it deals with the aggregate factor, that is total factors of an economy, country's economy. Then second point of feature is income theory. It studies the concept of national income and its different elements and methods of measurement. General equilibrium analysis, where it says everything depends on everything else, that is all the variables are related with each other, they are all interdependent on each other, that is interdependence point. The next point, lumping method, that is believes in study of economy as a whole, as a group study. Then growth models. Macroeconomic studies various factors that contribute to economic growth and development. General price level, that is determination and changes in general price level are studied. Then policy oriented. Macroeconomics helps us to understand the situation of an economy, and if an economy is going under any problem of inflation or deflation, then government can come out with different policies. We have seen the importance of macroeconomics, that is functioning of an economy, economic fluctuations means changes in economy, then national income and economic development. It helps us to understand the problem of developing countries. Now, further, we will continue with the performance of an economy. It helps us to measure the performance of an economy over time by comparing the production of goods and services with that of other period with national income. National income is always written as NI. N stands for national, I stands for income. So national income is always written as NI. Performance of an economy states that how a country is performing. And we can understand a performance of country's economy when we understand the national income generation of that country. What is national income? National income is value of all goods and services that is produced in a country in a period of 1 year. That is, whatever production takes place in a period of 1 year, that amount is calculated as national income. It is always calculated in a period of 1 year. One financial year starts from 1st April till 31st March next year. That is, for example, if we calculate the 2019-2020 financial year's national income, it will be calculated as from 1st April 2019 till 31st March 2020. So in that particular year, whatever production took place, that income will be calculated as national income. So here, more production takes place, obviously it will generate more income in country's economy. Performance means overall result, how a country is performing, कैसा country का काम चल रहा है, पैसा कितना ज़्यादा generate हो रहा है. If more money is generated, it helps us to further go for more economic development. It is just like you perform in your exams and then you compare your exams result and then you get an idea that how your performance is over the period of time. Same way, macroeconomics helps us to understand the performance of country's economy. And this performance can be understood with the help of national income. Then comes study of macroeconomic variables. Macroeconomics helps us to understand the working of the economy through macroeconomic variables such as total income, output, employment, etc. Macroeconomics itself, it says macro, that means large, or total or aggregate. So it is a study of macroeconomic variables, that is all the variables which are related with the country's economy, and that comes aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, total output, total investment, general price level, etc. So all these economic variables are studied under macroeconomics to understand a country's overall economic growth and development. The next point is level of employment. Macroeconomics helps us to analyze the general level of employment and output in an economy. Now, when we say level of employment, that is how much is the employment level in the country. More people are employed, more income will be generated. We have just now seen in point of national income that it is value of all goods and services produced in the country. So if more production takes place, then only more income will be generated. And to have that more production, more people of that country should be employed. So macroeconomics helps us to analyze this level of employment, and so government always tries to employ more and more people in a country's economic system. By this, we end importance of macroeconomics. Now, let us see difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Let us start with the meaning first. Microeconomics studies the behavior of individual unit of an economy. Microeconomics studies about the individual firm, individual household, or individual unit, whereas macroeconomic studies the behavior of aggregate of the economy as a whole. Here in macroeconomics we study about overall country's economy, and so we study about all the variables which affect a country's economy, that is we study about total or aggregate or large of economy. Tools. Here we use individual demand and individual supply, as microeconomics deals with the individual household or individual unit. Here we write word individual demand and individual supply, whereas in macroeconomics we use tools. Tools का मतलब होता है साधन, क्या साधन यूज करते हैं. In macroeconomics we use aggregate demand and aggregate supply because it deals with the country's economy. Scope. In microeconomics, it includes product pricing. Product pricing, includes demand and supply of the product, that is prices of the commodity, goods and services. Then comes factor pricing, that is rent, wages, interest and profit, that is given by the land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. And further economic welfare, we study economic welfare in microeconomics, which says efficiency in production, efficiency in consumption, and production of those goods and services which are more desired by the people. So in economic welfare, basically we talk about more of production which leads to more consumption and production of those goods and services which are more desired by the people. So production, if production increases, overall economic welfare also increases. Here in scope of macroeconomics, it includes national income, general price level, employment, money, etc. So here in macroeconomics, the scope goes till national income, that is overall income of a country, general price level, that is normal price level which prevails in the economy, employment level, etc. Importance of microeconomics, that is it deals with the price determination, model building, business decisions, etc. That is, microeconomics helps us to understand how the relative prices of various products and factors are determined, and further explains why prices of these goods and factors and factors and products are found different. In model building, you have learned that microeconomics builds simple model which helps us in understanding complex economic situation. In importance of macroeconomics, it deals with the economic fluctuations, study of national income, economic development, etc. That is, macroeconomics deals with the economic fluctuation, that is ups and downs in the economy, study of national income, that is overall income of the country, and when we understand the overall economic growth, that is understood with the help of national income. So when we understand national income, we understand that whether country is really growing well, and if a country is growing well, then country can go for economic development also. It further says it is a price theory, that is it is related with the price of goods and services, that is in microeconomics. And macroeconomics, it deals with the income and employment theory. It is basically, it deals with the income and employment, that is more the income of a country leads to overall economic growth, and for to have more income, more employment should be generated, more employment opportunities should be generated in country's economy. So basically macroeconomics is income and employment theory. Here in method, microeconomics says it is a slicing method, that is it divides the economy into individual units and then it studies, whereas in macroeconomics it goes for the lumping method. Lumping means group. So we understand, or we calculate national income, overall income. So here it goes for the economy as a whole, that is we understand nation as a whole. And here in microeconomics we divide it into small individual units and then we study its part. Analysis. In microeconomics, it goes for the partial equilibrium analysis, where it says that all other things remains constant, which follows ceteris paribus assumption. It assumes that all other variables remains constant. For example, if we study demand, then we just calculate demand and price, and we do not consider other aspects related with that, because in microeconomics we assume that all other things remains constant, no other things are affected. Whereas in macroeconomics it goes it goes for general equilibrium analysis, where it says everything depends on everything. That means in macroeconomics, all the variables are dependent on each other. Let us see the examples of microeconomics, that is individual income, individual output, etc. Whereas macroeconomics examples are national income, national output. See the difference here? It says individual income because it deals with the individual unit, and here it says national income because it deals with the economy of a nation as a whole. Now, by this, we complete chapter number 1 of economics, and here are some of the assessment questions which you need to prepare. Question number 1. What is the meaning of micro and macroeconomics? What are the scope of micro and macroeconomics? What are the importance of micro and macroeconomics in the economy? State the features of micro and macroeconomics. Distinguish between micro and macroeconomics. Students, you need to prepare these questions as a revision question. And your chapter number 1 ends here. It includes 5 parts, that is part 1 and part 2 includes microeconomics, and part 3, part 4 and part 5 includes macroeconomics. You prepare for these questions. I am sure you will understand, and we will see for the next chapter. Thank you.